Greetings, Goddess, Body, Mind, Spirit family. This is tirra-olufemi, here to share a word of wisdom to assist you along your way on your path to self-realization, knowing who you are. Another way of saying this is on your path to wholeness. It's all about remembering all the different aspects of ourselves and bringing them together into the whole, the wholeness, the oneness of who and what we are, not making any excuses or apologies for the truth of who and what we are. I'd rather live truth and maybe only live it for a short time than to live forever in a lie. So let's figure out who and what we are, truth, rather than continuing to live as superstar made up selves, which are wonderful by their own right, but such a small, limited way to live. We also want to master ourselves. We want to understand our gifts, our tools, so that we can use them to do what we came here to do, which is to create good works, to come here and have experience. So I just am excited to be here today. I've skipped a couple of weeks, and I thought I'm realizing more and more these videos, making them are so important to me. So I'm happy to share this with you today. Heteru negative, Ma'at positive are the energies that spoke. We have two feminine deities speaking to us. Heteru negative, I never like to see heteru negative. Just because this has to do with our creative faculties, and we're here to be creative beings. So it's very important for us this week to make sure that we are being creative. Our imagination is very important. Don't imagine stuff you don't want, though. And with it being negative, it's saying the things that we're really focusing on in our minds may not be positive. And what we think about, we bring about. This is how the universe is set up. You're allowed to have any experience that you desire. So do you want a new car, or do you want a relationship, or do you want to travel, or do you want to create some new invention, figure out some problem? Whatever it is, it's in our imagination that we can create whatever it is that we desire. Many of us all of us came with something in us that we want to give birth to. And it's in our imagination that we do these things, but we come here and we are so distracted. We are programmed the wrong way, and so we create a whole lot of crap. It's no fun. So this is a week for us to focus on our creative faculty. Is it blocked? If it's blocked, why? What is blocking you from being a deliberate creator? What is blocking you from getting what you truly desire? Is it that you don't know truth? Is it that you have some lie in there that is telling you you can't do it? Is it that you're not aware enough, that you're not really focused on what you really want? You're just kind of willy-nilly. Sometimes you think about what you want, sometimes you don't. Is there a blockage that can be removed? Is there something that has occurred to you physically, or some programming that happened maybe from a parent or a guardian that has given you the wrong understanding, and therefore you feel like you can't create? None of us should be poor. Now, there's nothing wrong with experiencing poverty, with being poor. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't have to be that way, though. It's a mindset. It's a state of consciousness. And when I say poor, I don't necessarily mean financially. I'm talking in all aspects of our lives. We can have whatever it is we desire, and we can have negative experiences. That's the wonderful thing. You want a negative experience? I tell people, when I'm here and I'm experiencing that pain and I'm sobbing, I'm alive. I'm experiencing the full gamut. But let me tell you something. As I grow more deeply in my understanding of truth, I'm not tricked by it. I think to myself, yes, this physical aspect of myself is having that experience, And man, it feels so real. But when I extend my consciousness and my awareness beyond that pain, there's nothing but peace. That's the true nature of all of reality. It's consciousness, it's beingness that's undifferentiated, that has no emotion in it. It's just powerful, powerful, wise energy. That's what we are. And so, in a way, the more we grow in this, the less likely we're going to experience a whole lot of hurt and pain. It may happen and it won't last for long. Because when we're transcendent beyond this level that we know ourselves at so well, when we transcend that, nothing really seems real. When you really know, it's very difficult for you to be moved by a whole lot of things. It doesn't mean that you don't feel for people in situations. Let a child get hurt. I'm going to be the first one that's broke down, and you're probably going to see me wanting to fight. It's just my nature. I love children. However, I have comfort in knowing that soul only experienced that on the physical level. The greater aspect of that particular soul, if this little kid can get to that place, they will never be touched. They won't be ruined. Nothing will stop them. That situation will not stop them from being the greatness that they are. And so it's so important for us to make sure we get to that level of truth and understanding so that we can deliberately, consciously create whatever we desire using divine law. This is not, okay, it works for person A, but it doesn't work for person B. No. This works for everybody. The question is, how are you using it? Are you using, is your awareness of it fully open, or do we have some blockages that we need to address that are preventing you from allowing the powerful, creative energy that you are? It's not that you have, baby. You are the energy, okay? You think you just dropped in your mama's womb and got born. Baby, you had everything to do with that. Just know that you really and truly birthed yourselves. So, and we have to have the vehicle, the body, but we are not our bodies. It's very important for you in terms of creating what you desire. Why not feel joyful? Look, it's time for us to stop walking around here broke down. I'm just making it. How you doing? I'm okay. We need to feel joy. How do we feel joy? Be who and what we are. Do things that are in alignment with what we desire. Okay, here's a good one. A lot of times we do things because we want to make someone else happy. We don't want to let them down. Well, find your joy in that. Don't sit up here and be sad and depressed because you're compromising what you really want to do something for someone else to make them happy. Your happiness needs to be in, or your joy needs to be in, I don't really want to do this, but I get such great joy from supporting this person, okay? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's better to just go on ahead and be honest. Find what does bring you joy. And I'm talking true joy. I'm not saying fill a void, because a lot of us are doing that day in and day out. No void feeling. I am talking about you're in such a place where you feel so content that you get lost in time. You don't know what the time is. You feel so alive. There's no shame. There's no guilt. It is wonderful. And you feel connected in a very deep way with your own self, with the greater divine consciousness. That's what joy feels like. And most of us need to experience more joy. We also need to understand that when we do what we enjoy doing, basically we're in alignment with our calling. This is why I don't judge people. I don't know why people find joy in the different things that they do. I don't care that I don't find joy in doing what other folks like doing. It doesn't bother me. The only thing that matters to me is that we all find that place of feeling joy, and that there's not a whole lot of should. There's not a lot of your purpose has to look any particular way. You'll know that you're on purpose when you feel joy, when you feel alive. Stop doubting yourself, okay? You're powerful beyond measure. Use your creative energy to do good works, if nothing else, to make you a better person. And it's saying that many of us this week in particular, we're going to struggle with feeling joyful, that we're going to struggle with creating things that we desire, that we may find that we have a lot of negativity. Let me tell you something. Don't blame anybody except for you. Take responsibility. Stop saying that it's so-and-so's fault that your day is bad. It is not their fault. It's your fault, okay? My eye says, look at the big picture. And the big picture is this. Baby, you are in charge of you. This is your world. Now, you have allowed me to come into your world by watching this video, just like you allowed others to pop up in your world. But it's your world. Creatively, we some kind of way have all agreed on certain aspects of this world being here, but it's your world. You're only creating in your world. You can't mess up my world. Only I can scapegoat on you and say, oh, so-and-so did this to me, and so now my day is bad. Oh, no. It's been a lot of people that tried to mess up my day. And I just thought, I'm choosing to have a good day. Why? Because I know the greater truth is my responsibility. This whole picture called tirra-olufemi's life, it's on me. Okay? I've been down and I've been up. And all of it. On me. On me. That is just reality. So when we start struggling with feeling happy and everything, do not blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. My aunt also says that we need to give thanks for those people and things and situations that make us feel warm and fuzzy, and then the ones that just make us feel warm. The more you give thanks for the ones that challenge you, why should I just be around people that make me feel good, that boost up my egoic head? It's ridiculous. The ones that are around me that at times are like, you know what, you think you're so perfect, and you think you're this, and you think you're that, and you're not all this, and let me point out this flaw that I'm seeing in you, and or maybe they're not talking about me specifically. Maybe their behavior ticks me off. I think, why are they acting like that? And why are they doing what they're doing? And they're just, oh, there's some people like that in my life right now. This is for me right now. They are ticking me off. The limited part of me says, these people have no clue. They're so negative. Okay, so now that's on me. Once I start feeling irritated, because I can observe something that seems like maybe this is off, and it doesn't bother me. But when I start adding emotion and I start judging those people, that's about me, not about them. Okay, because I can't create in their reality. All I can do is create in my reality. But I like being around those people because they show me you have not arrived, little Miss tirra-olufemi. You need to grow up. If you're judging people, you don't have it yet, sister. If you can't forgive, if you keep remembering that someone did something 5 weeks ago that ticked you off, and every time you see them, you think about what they did 5 weeks ago, girl, that's on you. That's how I have to talk to myself. And I get an opportunity to say, okay, what is this about? How can I let it go? What is this really about? It may not even be about those people. Maybe something that they're pushing inside of me that makes me remember whatever this thing is that I need to address, you know? So we give thanks for those that make us feel good. We need positive people and people that we vibe with, but I really take issue with people that can't hang out with folks that are different from them, that can't tolerate being around people that will point out their flaws and criticize them. It makes us stronger. It makes us stronger. Now, I'm not trying to get abused. I'm not a doormat for anybody. I'm not advocating that. I'm not advocating put yourself in a cage and just take, negativity and everything. But what I am saying is that there's good to them all. It's some good to everything. I choose to primarily focus on how anything can evolve me to become a better person. If energetically, and that's something that's very important this week, energetically, what are you connecting with? Vibrationally, we're vibrations. Vibrationally, you can't be caught up in a situation if you're not there vibrationally. It can't happen. I study people. It's just certain people you're not going to see caught up in certain situations because they're not there vibrationally. And I'm not saying this person is so positive you wouldn't see them caught in this negative situation. I'm saying it's some negative people that you'll never see anything really good happen to. They're so attached to being negative that they have to have negative things happen to them. So vibrationally, the things that you're experiencing only can happen because you are attuned to that vibrational level. That's one of the things that Haru teaches. And so it's very important this week that you look at what are you attuned to. Adjust your vibration. And the vibration can be looked at as your emotions. Are you primarily negative right now? If so, you need to do things that will bring you into a more positive place. I can't tell you what that is because we all have that thing or those things or those people. What I will say is that if you have a spiritual practice, it'll help you reset yourself every day. Yoga is so important. Yoga will help reset you. Ma'at speaks to balance. We need more balance. And I didn't do a reading about 2 weeks ago. And Ma'at was the energy that spoke. And of course, I just kept feeling this need to talk about balance. And I just observed myself those last 2 weeks and how I remember doing something, maybe some yoga, and I was doing it with my eyes closed. And I started tipping side to side. But as soon as I opened up my eyes, I was able to bring myself back into balance. And so I heard in that moment that greater vision is needed. Vision. Seeing the big picture. What is the big picture for your life? And what is the big picture of the greater divine? But seeing the bigger picture and having that expanded vision will help bring balance into your life. Will help bring balance into my life, our lives. And so it's very important for us to have balance. The more balanced we are, it'll be easier for us to attune ourselves to the things that we desire. And going back to some of the things I said earlier, would you like, more happiness, more peace, more love, more joy? We have to attune ourselves vibrationally to those energetic patterns. Do we want more money? Do we want more fulfilling relationships? We want happier relationships, not necessarily with a partner, but with just the people around us, such as our children and our friends, of course, spouses, parents. We have to attune ourselves to that vibration. And going back to the responsibility piece, I never care. When I decide I'm going to have more positive relationships, I don't care if the other person is not more positive. Makes me, no, never mind. I don't need anyone to be positive for me to be positive. If it's not in tune with you, guess what? They're going to go away. Unequally yoked. Many of us know those words. It has to do with vibration. Vibrationally different, you're not going to be in the same spot. You can't be. Some people are like, why is so-and-so so positive? Oh, God, every time I turn around, he has something positive to say. Or I used to hear when I would work outside the home, you're so happy in the morning time. God, get away from me. So about 10 o'clock, I couldn't talk to certain people because I was too happy and bubbly at 7 o'clock in the morning. So, vibrationally, we were just different. They're not early morning people. I was. And so until they felt more awake and alive and happy in their day. We just didn't connect. They would go sit in their room